Many people feel a flutter in their stomach before speaking. This feeling is incredibly common. Even a simple phone call can sometimes feel daunting. You're certainly not alone if your heart races or your palms sweat. This guide is here to help you navigate those feelings. We will explore simple shifts in perspective and actionable techniques to help you feel more at ease. When we face a speaking situation that makes us anxious, our bodies can react strongly. This is often our ancient fight or flight response kicking in. Our brains perceive the speaking engagement as a potential threat. This triggers a cascade of physiological responses. A faster heartbeat, quicker breathing, and yes, those sweaty palms. Your voice might even tremble a little as your muscles tense up. A significant part of this fear stems from the dread of judgment. We worry about what others will think of us. Will they agree with our ideas? Will they think we sound intelligent? Will we stumble over our words or forget what we wanted to say? This social evaluation is a deep-seated concern for most human beings. We are by nature social creatures who crave acceptance and belonging within our groups. Past experiences also play a crucial role in shaping our current anxieties. Perhaps you had a less than positive experience speaking in school. Maybe a presentation at a previous job didn't go as planned. Understanding these underlying reasons can help us approach our fear with more compassion and less self-criticism, paving the way for constructive change. Inside many of us there lives an inner critic. This voice is often harsh and unforgiving. It tends to pipe up just when we need confidence the most. Before you even open your mouth, it might whisper doubts. You're not prepared enough, it might say. They're going to think your idea is silly. Or perhaps you always stumble over your words. Why would this time be any different? This negative self-talk does more than just make us feel bad. It actively undermines our ability to speak confidently. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're going to fail, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your anxiety increases, making it harder to think clearly and speak fluently. The inner critic thrives on past failures and future worries. It magnifies small imperfections into glaring errors. It convinces us that the worst-case scenario is not just possible but probable. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward disarming this internal saboteur. It's about noticing when this voice speaks up and understanding its unhelpful nature. The goal isn't to silence the inner critic completely. That might be unrealistic. Instead, the aim is to learn to recognize its voice, question its pronouncements, and gradually reduce its power over our actions and our confidence. Positive self-talk is the antidote to the harsh inner critic. It involves consciously choosing encouraging and supportive internal messages. Instead of focusing on potential failures, you focus on your strengths and your preparation. It's about becoming your own gentle coach rather than your sternest judge. This isn't about false bravado or denying nervousness. It's about fostering a mindset that is constructive and empowering. Let's look at how to reframe some of those negative thoughts. If your inner critic says you're going to stumble over your words, you can counter it. Tell yourself, I have practiced and I know my material. If I pause or miss a word, I can recover. If it says people will think my idea is bad, try, I have a valuable perspective to share and it deserves to be heard. This reframing shifts your focus from fear to capability. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in cultivating positive self-talk. These are short, positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. Changing your internal script takes time and consistent effort. Over time, you'll find that the supportive voice becomes more natural and the critical voice loses much of its disruptive power. Section 5, Technique 1, Prepare, Don't Parrot, Mastering Your Message with Authenticity. One common mistake people make is trying to memorize their speech or presentation word for word. When you memorize a script, you risk sounding robotic and disconnected from your audience. Your delivery can lack natural intonation and spontaneity. Furthermore, if you happen to forget a single word or phrase, it can throw you completely off track. Instead of memorization, focus on thoroughly understanding your key messages and the overall structure of your talk. Know the main points you want to convey and the logical flow from one idea to the next. Think of it like telling a story you know well. This approach allows for flexibility and a more conversational style. Using bullet points or a concise outline can be incredibly helpful. List your main arguments, supporting evidence, and any examples you want to use. This framework acts as your guide, keeping you on track without constraining you to a rigid script. Your preparation gives you a solid foundation, but your delivery remains authentic and engaging. Section 6, Technique 2, the eloquence of the pause, speaking slowly for impact. When we feel nervous, a common tendency is to speak too quickly. We rush through our words as if trying to get the ordeal over with as soon as possible. However, speaking rapidly can make you harder to understand. It can also convey a sense of anxiety or lack of control to your audience. Ironically, trying to speed through your presentation can actually undermine your confidence and the impact of your message. Slowing down is a surprisingly powerful tool for confident communication. Deliberately slowing your pace of speech has several benefits. Firstly, it gives your audience time to absorb your message. They can follow your train of thought more easily and process the information you're sharing. Secondly, it makes you sound more thoughtful and deliberate. A measured pace conveys authority and composure. It suggests that you are comfortable with your material and confident in what you are saying. Embrace the power of the pause. Pauses are not signs of weakness or forgetfulness. Instead, they are strategic tools. You can use a brief pause before an important point to create anticipation. Pauses also give you a moment to breathe, gather your thoughts, and check your notes if necessary. Section 7, Technique 3, stand tall, speak clear. The unspoken language of confidence. Our body language speaks volumes, often before we even utter a single word. The way you carry yourself can significantly impact how confident you feel and how confident you appear to others. Slouching, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact can signal nervousness or a lack of self-assurance. Conversely, adopting a more open and stable posture can actually make you feel more powerful and composed. Pay attention to your posture. Stand or sit tall with your shoulders relaxed but back. Keep your head up and your chin level. This not only makes you look more confident but also improves your breathing. Avoid crossing your arms tightly, as this can create a barrier between you and your audience. Instead, keep your gestures open and natural. Making appropriate eye contact is another crucial element of confident communication. It shows that you are engaged and sincere. This positive first impression, created through body language, sets a confident tone for the entire conversation. Section 8, Technique 4. Practice makes progress, stepping stones to speaking success. Confidence in speaking is not an innate talent for most. It is a skill that is built through consistent practice. The more you practice speaking in different situations, the more comfortable and adept you will become. Each experience, whether it goes perfectly or has a few bumps, provides valuable learning. It's about gradually desensitizing yourself to the anxiety and building a track record of successful communication. Start with low-stakes situations to build your momentum. Volunteer to share a brief update in a familiar team meeting. Practice explaining a concept to a friend or family member. Join a public speaking group like Toastmasters. These smaller steps allow you to experiment with techniques, receive feedback, and experience the feeling of speaking up without overwhelming pressure. Think of practice not just as rehearsing a specific speech, but as exercising your overall communication muscles. Take opportunities to voice your opinion respectfully in discussions. Engage in conversations that stretch you slightly outside your comfort zone. This regular engagement normalizes the act of speaking for your brain. Section 9, the lifelong journey cultivating confidence day by day. Building speaking confidence is not a destination you arrive at overnight. It is an ongoing journey of growth. There will be moments of significant progress and times when you feel you've taken a step back. This is perfectly normal. The key is to view it as a continuous process of learning and refinement. Each speaking opportunity, big or small, is a chance to practice, to learn, and to edge a little further along your path. It is incredibly important to celebrate your small wins along the way. Did you speak up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet? Acknowledge that achievement. Did you manage to slow your speaking pace during a presentation? Give yourself credit. These small victories build momentum and reinforce positive behaviors. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of your own voice, for it truly deserves to be heard in all its authenticity.